This program is brought to you in part by...
Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Well, I'm just catching up on some ancient Mesoamerican readings because today we are going to take a virtual field trip to some ancient Mesoamerican civilizations. Now, the first place we're going to be going to is Machu Picchu, and the second place we're going to be going to is Chichen Itza. So, well, actually, did you know that both of those two places are two of the seven wonders of the world? Pretty cool. Now, some of the most important things we need when going on a field trip, whether it's in person or virtual, is your benchmark t-shirt, any benchmark t-shirt. You definitely need your assignment and materials. You'll need a water bottle because we don't want to get dehydrated. You need a snack, definitely, keep us fueled up. A hat, because it's going to be sunny everywhere outside. Probably want some type of face mask, maybe a watch to keep track of time, a walking stick, and then I thought it'd be fun if we brought our Mesoamerican mask that we made earlier in the year. Now, the last 6 things are optional, however, some are highly recommended. So let me go get my stuff, and we will head there. Now, while I'm getting my stuff, I'm going to list these items on the screen with a little bit of a timer. You can either use the timer to grab your stuff, or you can just pause the video. I'll be back. And I'm back, guys. So, I got my shirt, my assignment and my materials are already in my pocket. I got my water bottle, my snack, I have my hydro flask and an avocado, of course. Got my face mask, got a watch. Did I mention my hat? It's pretty cool, huh? My walking stick and my Mesoamerican mask. So, let me put these in my pocket real quick. Perfect. Okay, let me put this chair down. Make sure I clean up my mess, right? Can't keep it dirty. Oh, where's... Oh, no. Oh, found it. Woo! Cool. Let me enter in the coordinates. First stop, Machu Picchu. Woo! Let's go! Let me get this open. There we go. Whoa, it's absolutely amazing here. Seriously, it's absolutely stunning. Whoa, look at that. That's extraordinary. I think this is a great place to settle down for our first lesson. Woo, let's begin. Group, the first thing we're going to be doing today is Steve Jobs 40 through 43 interactive reading comprehension Q&A. So make sure you got your Steve Jobs book out. Now I'm going to explain it a little further. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what page to turn to. Then I'm going to ask you a reading comprehension question. It's going to cut to a screen with the question on it and a 30-second timer. Within those 30 seconds, you need to answer the question. You can either do this on a Google Doc, you can do it on a separate piece of paper, you can do it on a notebook, wherever you want. However, at the end of this video lesson, you're going to take your 5 answers, because we're going to have 5 questions. You're going to take your 5 answers and you're going to type them into a Google email and send them to me. That's how you turn it in, okay? This will be worth points, so make sure you do it, okay? Now, let's start our first question. And you're going to go ahead and turn to page 40, because that's where it's going to be on. It starts at Assessing Steve Jobs. And your question is, according to page 40, what were the 2 threads running through all of Jobs' success? All right, go ahead. First question, done. Now to question 2. I'm not going to tell you the page number here, but it is a little section involving Barack Obama. And the question is, according to Barack Obama, how was Jobs one of the greatest American innovators? Ready? Now, I hope you didn't have too much trouble finding that section. Don't forget, if the 30 seconds is making you feel a little anxious, you can always just pause the video. Totally okay to do that in order to find the answer. Or you can go back and look at the questions. Let's turn to page 42. That's our third question. Well, that's where our third question is located. How to be an entrepreneur. And according to page 42, what was one of Jobs' early ideas in success? All right, you ready? In 3, 2, 1. All right, we're more than halfway through our reading comprehension Q&A. Now, the next 2 questions very relate to pages 42 and 43, and it's all about how to be an entrepreneur. So, question 4, what are the 5 things that make a successful entrepreneur? Ready, go. Now, you have to identify those 5 things in order to solve this next question. Now, this next question isn't really a question as much as it is a task. So, now you need to give me an example of each of those 5 things of Jobs doing it. So, give me an example of Jobs doing each of those 5 things that makes a successful entrepreneur. Ready, go. All right, guys, that wraps up our reading comprehension Q&A. I'm going to erase the board and get ready for some reading analysis, vocab, and another reading comprehension question to come. Well, y'all, that concludes our lesson here in Machu Picchu. I think this may be a great time to get out my water and snack. There we go. Well, I'll get a quick water break. Yummy. Well, when I'm in my teleportation device going to Chichen Itza, you guys should eat your snack and drink some water, okay? All right, I'll see you guys there. Meet you there. Enjoy your snack.
A break for Mr. Smith and Mr. Buckman.
Oh, Mr. Smith is right. This is a really good book. Mr. Smith! Mr. Smith, are you okay?
What? Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night.
Well, what's wrong? What happened to you?
Well, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but you're a good friend, so I'll tell you. So, I'm extremely scared of the monsters under my bed. And every time I go to sleep, they creep out underneath and they try to get me.
This is how it all started.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it is late. I better go to bed. What was that? Seriously? Is that what I think it is? Dude, there's no way I'm going in there. Worries, it's gonna be okay, just be brave. You got this, Jane. You got this. I'm definitely sleeping here tonight. I don't want to deal with those monsters. So there was no way I was sleeping in there. I had to sleep on the couch, and that thing is not comfy. So obviously I couldn't sleep.
I know just the thing. Let me go get it for you real quick. This right here, it's monster spray.
What's monster spray?
Before you go to bed, you simply spray this underneath your bed, and it sprays the monsters, and they go away.
No way! Buckman, though, I didn't know you were afraid of monsters, too. Any chance I can borrow it tonight?
Well, Mr. Smith, this is actually for Gemma, so I'm not going to need it, but I do need it tonight, so no. Monster Spray, which you can find on Amazon for the low price of $19.95. Order rush delivery.
I'm definitely doing that now. Rush delivery, 6 hours. Woo! Nothing I love more than typing up some lessons. Man, the door always knocks when I start typing lessons. Oh well, gotta stay positive. I wonder if it's my monster spray. It's been about 6 hours. It is my monster spray. Can't wait to use it later. Time for bed. No. Well, good thing I got the monster spray. We'll see if it works. Wish me luck. Alright, you got this. You got this. Mr. Buckman said it would work. Ah! No way! No way! It works! I think I got him. Nice. Now I can sleep as much as I want. Nice! Chichen Itza! Whoa, there's a lot around here. Woo! Who knows what that's called behind me? Well, you might not be able to see it. 1 second. That's probably better. Well, back to my question. Can anyone tell me what the name of this structure is called? If you said the El Castillo, you were correct. It's also known as the Temple of Kukulkan. And this is one of the biggest structures and most important here in Chichen Itza. And this is definitely where we're going to set up for our second lesson. Gnarly! Let's begin! Reading group, you guys ready for our second lesson? You already know we're still doing Steve Jobs. So, let me set up the board. Perfect. So, we're going to wrap up Steve Jobs today by reading 40 through 43. And we're going to trace an argument about something extremely important. And it is, why is Jobs a successful businessman? Now, we don't need just 40 through 43 to come up with reasons. However, I would like you to use those pages. However, you've read the book, so I'm sure you could come up with many reasons. Now, you only need 2 reasons as to why he is a successful businessman. Now, this does not have to be text evidence. However, once you come up with your reason, you will need to identify 2 different examples of text evidence to support your reason. So, come up with your reason first, then, and this is in your own thoughts, then support your reason using text evidence. So what I want you guys to do is, just go ahead and you can take a look or just think of one in your head for the next 10 seconds. You guys have read the book, so I'm sure you already have an idea of what you want to put. Give yourself 10 seconds and come up with an idea, okay? So, just going to put a 10-second timer. Ready, set, go. Alright, so what I want you to do is hold on to that idea, okay? Because you could use that for reason 2 later on. Now, what I came up with was, he was the only person who triumphed in multiple areas of technology. Now, I don't want to talk about that too extensively because that could be our evidence. So, I want you to turn to page 40 and I'm going to show you my first text evidence.
The text evidence I found was on page 40 in the Standing Alone section. I don't want to go ahead and give it to you guys fully because I don't want to give away our reading comprehension question later on.
What I paraphrased that text evidence to was, rivals like Zuckerberg only had one great idea, and I made sure to cite my page number, which was 40. Now, there's my marker, went flying. Now, what I want you to do is finish off my reason. Come up with your own text evidence for this reason. And then you only have to come up with one more reason and 2 text evidence that supports that reason. After, you got vocab, and your words are just two of them, mourned on page 40 and perspiration on page 42. And your reading comprehension question is, who is one of Steve Jobs' biggest rivals and what did he create? Well, I'm going to review the book a little more, so have fun with your homework. Do you guys hear that drumming? No way! It's an ancient pocket talk court. And I think there's people playing. I want to get involved. Definitely want to use my mask to play. Well, Mesoamerican mask. And I need a walking stick to get down there. Here we are. Whew. All right. Just about ready to play. Gonna head down there. Hey guys, pass me the ball. I'm right here. Pass me. Come on.